back on this flight from Toronto to Boston, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit here in just a little bit. Just about the flight in general. We've already got everything set up as far as... let's go ahead and load
Good evening,
chat
Captain.
so you guys can talk. We'll enable that, and I'll just put in here, welcome everyone. Alright, so chat is up. We got that going.
Copy, rename, share, delete, top of window, run as administrator, open file location, run as administrator, raise 2 of 9. Open file location, 3 of 9. Run as open enter 1 of 9, run as administrator, raise 2 of 9.
I'm actually not even going to use packs on this flight.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
We're going to do this flight without packs, and just go with what we got here. So, I went to do this flight once, but as you guys know,
Ryan Bishop. Good evening, all.
First Officer Next messed up. Hey, Ryan Bishop, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. First Officer Next freaked out. I had the voice going, and it did some crazy thing about detecting voice, and then it just started flipping every switch. You name it, it flipped it. It put my flaps out all the way. It put my gear down. It turned off autopilot. It turned off VNAV. It turned off the auto throttle. It turned off LNAV. It turned off the fuel pumps. I mean, it turned off everything. So I said, okay, I'm going to try to figure this out. So the best I can tell you is we're not going to use voice. I think I might have it fixed.
AC bus, ground SBC number 1 on. AC bus, ground SBC number 2 on. Transfer bus number 1 light on.
But I do not want to get over there and find out that it's just going to do it again.
Wind 307 knots, just at 0 knots. Left fire warning light on.
Wind is 307 at 7 knots here.
Left fire warning light on. 810 CYYZ.
At Toronto.
81 degrees, fire extinguisher test
81 degrees outside.
Fire extinguisher test neutral. Left
So
fire extinguisher test light
I
off. Right fire extinguisher
expect
test
it will have a pretty decent flight. This isn't a super long flight.
Forward cargo fire extinguisher test light off.
We won't even be in the air
Aft cargo fire extinguisher test light off. Forward cargo fire light off.
for
Aft cargo fire
probably
light off. Cargo fire
maybe
start light
an
off. Left fire warning light off.
hour.
Right fire warning light off.
Maybe a little over an hour, but descent
Left
CD
MC
message displayed. Enter IRS position.
will end up being like
MC light on. CPU number 1
50
message light on. CPU number 2 message light
minutes
on.
or something crazy like that. So that's that.
2 warning light on. Engine number 1 reverser light on. Engine number 2 reverser light on. Engine number 1 control light on. Engine number 2 control light on. Engine number 1 alternate control light on. Engine number 2 alternate control light on. Passenger oxygen light on. Flight controls low quantity light on. Flight controls low pressure light on. Flight controls standby slash rudder light on. Field pressure light on. Auto slash fail light on. Engine number 1 fuel filter bypass light on. Engine number 2 fuel filter bypass light on. Cross feed valve light open. Engine number 1 center low pressure light on. Engine number 2 center low pressure light on. Battery discharge light on. TR unit light on. Billet light on. Standby power light on. Transfer bus number 1 light off. Transfer bus number 2 light off. DC source light off. AC source light off. Accu generator bus light off. Accu main light on. Accu low pressure light on. Accu fault light on. Accu over speed light on. Equipment cooling supply light on. Equipment cooling exhaust light on. Call light on. Call use light on. Left side window overheat light on. Left forward window overheat light on. Right forward window overheat light on. Right side window overheat light on. Left side window heat light on. Left forward window heat light on. Right forward window heat light on. Right side window heat light on. Left anti-ice valve open. Right anti-ice valve open. Left cowl anti-ice light on. Right cowl anti-ice light on. Left cowl valve open. Right cowl valve open. Electric hydraulic pump number 1 overheat light on.
CDU
Left
message
hydraulic
cleared.
pump number 2 overheat light on. Flight deck temperature light on. Forward cabin temperature light on. Aft cabin temperature light on. Low lead light on. Left back trip light on. Right back trip light on. Left wind overheat light on. Right wind overheat light on. Left lead trip light on. Right lead trip light on. Flight altitude 88,888. Landing altitude 88,888. Flight controls warning light on. Fuel warning light on. Electrical warning light on. Accu warning light on. Overheat warning light on. Anti-ice warning light on. Hydraulics warning light on. Doors warning light on. Engines warning light on. Engines warning light on. Auto throttle arm light on. N1 light on. Speed light on. Heading select light on. LNAV light on. Vertical speed light on. VNAV light on. Level change light on. Altitude hold light on. Left flight director light on. Right flight director light on. Approach mode light on. VOR slash localizer light on. CMDA light on. CWSA light on. CMDB light on. CWSD on. Speed brake arm light on. Speed brake extended light on. Speed brake slash N arm light on. Auto brake disarm
all
light on.
kinds
Computer
of
light set.
stuff
Left low light
on
slow light
there.
on. Right
Sorry
low light
about
slow light
that,
on.
folks.
Shadow
I
light.
was taking care of something there.
Oxygen level 67%.
I'm going to get into more about Boston here once we get things set up. This is not one of them airports where you can slack any when it comes to descent and paying attention to approach and all that. It is
All
very,
right, I'm going to check out the aircraft.
very specific. So you got to stay on your toes with Boston. Ryan, can you not hear me? I ain't heard nothing. Didn't hear another chat come through. I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Menu pmdg 730 menu land 1.
I better check it here in a minute and hope that my audio's come through.
Refresh button, clear scratch edit land.
Alright, so CYYZ.
CYYZ land. Clear scratch refresh edit red only. Close it last 1. Ref 2. Ref 2. CYYZ. Code 1. CYYZ code 2. Cisco CVI 090W. Land. Step slash RF land 1. List. CYYZ Cisco 1. Ankle 505. CDU number 1 Cisco CYYZ Cisco 1. Ankle 5 list land 2. Arrow 4. Land 3. Abs set land 4. Beats 3. Land 5. Accommodate. C land 3. Land 2. Zusum 3. Land 1. Deputy 5. Since CYYZ Cisco 1. Kept the 3. Land 2. Kisp land 1. Kept the 3. Since CYYZ Cisco 1. Kept the 3. Trans 2. BMPAH. Land 3. Was E. Land 4. Land 3. Land 2. BMPAH. Trans 2. BMPAH. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 2.
Alright, there's that. We've got our departure taken care of. Now let's go back and do our...
Land 2. KPOS greater. Land 1. List of CYYZ R greater. KPOS arrivals 1/8. KPOS 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 D. Land 3. JFUND 2.15 R deals 22L. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 3. JFUND 2.15 R deals 22L. Land 4. JFUND 2.22 deals 27. Land 5. JFUND 2.27 deals 33L. 6. Less index root greater. Land 6. Less index root greater. 5. JFUND 2.27 deals 33. Land 4. Land 3. Land 2. JFUND land 1. GDM 4004R.
let me see what I
Stars
want to
KPOS
do
arrivals
here.
stars 1. GDM 4004R. Land 2. JFUND 2.04 deals 15R. Land 1. GDM 4004R.
Let's do...
CDU number 1 stars KPOS arrivals stars 1. GDM 4 less L greater 0 G2. JFUND 2.04 D on slash off greater. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 D Kashi. Land 4. ORW7. Land 5. Robert 3.04R. 6. Less raise root greater. 5. Robert 3.0 KPOS arrivals 1/2. Stars 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash S. 2. JFUND 2.04 D on slash off greater. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 D. Kashi. O. G. Land 3. OOSHN 5.04 D Kashi.
Let's see what this one looks like.
Trans 2. G 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash 2. JFUND 2. Trans 3. OOSHN 5.04 D less L greater Kashi. Land 4. ORW7. Land 3. OOSHN 5 trans 2. JFUND 2.04 D on slash off G slash 1. GDM 4 less L greater 04R. G slash 2. JFUND 2.04 D on slash off greater. G slash 2. JFU. Trans G 1. JFUND 2 less L greater 04 trans 2. On slash off greater trans 3. Font less L greater Kashi. Land 3. Font less L greater Kashi. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number.
See what that looks like.
RT Lex 1/7. 0571 1000 slash 1000 02 vector slash 113 model slash. CDU number 1. CDU number 112 model slash.
Alright.
Microsoft Flight Stream Chat Ops 29 forms main row 2 close and checklist proving. Before start after taxis before the restart and fix support buttons connect voice pause performance. Close and checklist proving before the CHKLST
I
button.
think I'm going to have to load my phone here, man. Make sure you all can hear me. Ryan, I didn't hear you reply, so.
Edit red only selected reply flow. Close and pre-FL before start after start flow button. Taxi CH before edit red. Close pre-FL TCH before start flow button. Restart and fix support buttons connect voice pause performance. Close and checklist proving before start after taxi before 05 button. Combo box collapsed 31,000 button. Combo box 0 button. Combo box collapsed at 30,000 31,000 button. Combo box yes selected button. Combo box collapsed 1 selected 5. 10 selected. Win 307 knots. Gust at 0 knots button. Combo box 2 is selected. The 1 on button. Combo box on selected selected 17 edit selected 1 edit selected 0 edit selected 0 edit selected 7 edit selected KBO 22L button. Combo box collapsed 04L selected 04R. Full button. Combo box 04R button. Combo box full button. Combo box collapsed 25 30. 40 40.
We'll do that.
0 button. Combo box collapsed. Edit blank 1 select 2 3 edit selected 200. Edit selected 0 edit selected 4 edit selected 1. Download SIMDRF button. Restart. Configure support company. Menu item. Restart. Configure support company buttons. Connect. Voice pause. Performance. Performance data proving. Edit selected CYYZ.
Alright.
ACT Lex 1/6 PM. Edit red only multi. ACT Lex 1/6. ACT Lex 6/6. ACT 01. RW04R/69. 034 degrees 5.2 nm. ACT Lex 034 degrees 5.2 nm. ACT 034 degrees 5.2 nm.
34 degrees.
ACT land 6 1.RMT5 MILTT/1700 RMT/actual 5 MILT 034 degrees 5.0 nm 4 NAPO/3000 day 05 MILTT/1700 0344 NAPO/3000 day 034 degrees 5.03 Winnie/4000 day 034 degrees 5.1 nm 2 Gashi 210/6000 236 degrees 11.4 nm 1 vector slash 213 degrees TR ACT Lex 5 213 degrees TRK 1 vector slash 232 Gashi 210/6000 236 2 Gashi 210/ CDU number 1 execute CDU number 01 Gashi 210/034 degrees 5 1 237 degrees 11 ACT Lex 5 237 degrees 11.4 nm 1 Gashi 210/6000 237 degrees 11.4 nm. 1. Gashi 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 3. Nako slash 3000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 4. MILTT slash 1700. 034 RW04R slash 034 4 033 02 01 200 RT elect 5 slash 6. 237 degrees 11.4 nm.
So that is going 236. Yeah, it could turn within 11 miles. It could turn over to 34 degrees.
1. Gashi 210 slash 6000. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 2. Windy slash 4000 day.
I don't know what that bypass actually means. I don't know if I'm supposed to ignore that waypoint. I'm going to read something before I just assume that's what you do. But
RT elect 4 slash 101. HRRIS slash 111 degrees 5.2. SPYSD 203. Privy slash 205. GGA 215. JOD 210. RT elect 3 slash 6 111. 5 slash 10 2. Root is continuity 3. JFUND slash. Root is 2. Root is 3. JFUND slash. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 102. JFUND 103. Autumn 2114. Windows 250 slash 8000 10000. 194. Windows 250 105. HRRIS slash. RT elect 2 slash 6. RT elect 111. Even slash 112. HAN 113. Chassis slash 114. Auto slash 115. Favorite slash. Land. RT elect 1 slash 6. 01. 1000 slash 182. Model slash 113. Rhythm slash 104. Capta slash 105. PMDAH slash. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 101. 1000 slash 1000.
okay. I'm going to read some while we're just looking here.
Tab Google Chrome. Google Chrome. Select Google.com. Search landmark. Search comp. Expand. PMDG. What do you do at a waypoint that says bypass group? Click on main map. Clickable bypass after entering waypoints in the FMC. Link PMDG's simulation. Link HTTPS. Button of this result. Jan 23. 2023. Modify your flight plan or slow down. Bypass means that the aircraft cannot follow the flight plan track, usually because turns are too sharp.
Oh.
Land. The flight plan track. Land. Listed 3 link heading level 3 flyover versus fly by PMDG simulations. Link HTTPS. Button of this. No. The FMC does not show bypass. I think that this is a bug. It is an en route fix and aircraft should overfly en route fixes. Clickable mode path after waypoint. PMDG simulations heading level 3. Link HT button of this result. April 14, 2023. In this case, the pilot can use the bypass function to skip the descent calculations and follow the ATC instructions instead. April 14, 2023. In this case, the pilot can use the bypass function to skip the FMC's automatic. Descent calculations and April 14, 2023. Descent land. Clickable link. Link heading level 3. The new LNAV system after last update versus the old one.
Alright, so basically it's
Out of list heading level 1 navigation landmark. Clickable link videos. Link image. Link news. Main landmark. Clickable searchers. Clickable link heading link PMDG simulation. Link H button of this. Jan 23, 2023. Modify your flight plan or slow down. Bypass means that the aircraft cannot follow
modify your flight plan or slow down.
the flight plan track, usually because turns are too sharp.
Okay, so we could slow it down maybe. Let's try that.
Forms.name. Oxygen level 60. RT elect 1. RT elect 1. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 6 slash 6. RT elect 5 slash. RT 01. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 nm. 2. Nako slash 3000 day. 031. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. RT elect 5. RT elect 5. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 2. Nako slash 3000 day. 031. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 degrees 5.1 nm bypass. 1. Windy slash 4000 day. 034 Windy slash 4000 day.
Alright, we'll fix that in a minute.
RT elect 6 slash 6. RT elect 1 slash 6. 01. 1000 slash 1000. 057 degrees HDT 1. 1000 slash 1000. 102. Model slash. 151 3. Rhythm slash. CDU 153. Rhythm slash. RT elect 1 slash 6. RT elect 1 0571 1000 250 slash 1000. CDU number 2 execute key unavailable. 102 103 104 105 RN 6 1. Land 6 1.00 slash 0.07 NMRTE data greater. Land 4 Capta 0332Z. Land 3 Rhythm 0329Z. RTE data 1 slash 6. ETA 1 1000 0324Z. RTE data 1 slash 6 PMDG 737Z.
Okay, to start boarding, Captain.
Land 4.
CDU message cleared.
RT6. Let's load. Left
CDU
FMC
message
right FMC
displayed.
light on. CDU number 1 message light on.
CRZ with
CDU number 2
uploading.
message light on. CDU land 4. Land 5. Land 6. Let's erase.
CDU
CDU
message
number 2
cleared.
execute key available. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light. CDU
CDU
number 1
message
message.
displayed.
Add
Forecast
RT
outlook
Lex.
ready.
Add RT Lex 01. 1000/1000. Add profit 1/2. GW1. 162.1/plan/2 ./17.275 degrees /30. ./275 degrees ./17 /1 7.2.
17.
Refresh button. Clear scratch with edit plan. Num lock off. Num lock on. Emergency exit light. Seatbelt selector auto. Left side window be on. Left forward window be on. Clear scratch refresh edit red home. Add profit GW1. 1/2. 17.2/7. Right forward window be light on. CDU number 1 execute key. CDU number 1. Left side auto. Left N1 limit 1/1 cells 1 /plus 22. Less to less L greater CLB greater. Flight altitude. Big. Take off red 1 flap 1. 10 degrees 139 greater. Auto brake RTO. Auto brake disarm light on.
139.
Altimeter. Left flight director on. Right. Auto flaps Q1. 10 degrees 139 greater 130. Flaps 1. 10 degrees 139 greater 127 K2. 102.2/102.2 141 greater 100 CT trim 3. 28.3% 3.49 150 greater 150. GW/3. 28.3% 3.49 150 greater 150.
3.49.
Trim elevator trim indicator for alt plus key. Trim enabled 3.77. .31, 3.25. 3.03, 3.01.
Glide slope.
2.88, 2.86, 2.85, 2.81,
Pull up. Wind shear.
2.61, 2.56, 2.52, 2.48,
Terrain.
2.41, 2.4, 2.39, 2.38, 2.32, 2.33, 2.28, 2.27, 2.26, 2.25, 2.23, 2.22, 2.21,
Sink rate. Pull up.
2.2, 2.19, 2.18, 2.17,
Pull
2.16.
up.
Air trim.
Don't sink.
Electrical stab, autopilot stab trim off
Don't
mode plus S.
sink.
Press tab trim normal.
Too low. Terrain.
Take off red 1/2 pmdg 737 CDU. Edit red only multi-line selected. Take.
There we
Speed trim
go.
disabled.
Flaps.
Perfect.
Take off red 1/2 flaps 1. 10 degrees 139 greater
Glide
139.
slope. Bank angle. Bank
Act
angle.
RT Lex 01. 1000. 170/1000.
Alright, so hopefully,
2,500. 1,000.
switch over to my other headset.
500. 400.
I don't know if you guys wasn't hearing me. I heard,
200.
I
100.
saw the chat, but then
50.
nobody said nothing back. So I'm like, can
20.
anybody hear me?
10.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain.
Open YouTube.
GPW resident light off.
Alright, so we should be good here.
Transponder mode off. Transponder mode STPY.
Audio sounds good. That's for sure. At least I hope you guys can hear it. Okay. So, this airport, let's talk, or Boston, let's talk about Boston for a minute. I've been having some chats with Declan about this too. And stepping outside a second, folks. So, number one, Boston has got some steeper descents going, from one waypoint to the next at transition, and some of the runways you might not even get a transition, or it might tell you there's no descent path. But if you got a good altitude for each waypoint, you'll be all right. But the key thing is this, and this is what Declan told me, is you really want to be slowed down
Go ahead and send
before
them
you
down.
get to your localizer. And here come the passengers. So, I think we'll be alright. Actually, I might have the voice thing fixed, actually. I might use it for, I don't know. I had the voice attack installed. I had it installed, and I think that might have been doing it. So we're gonna see. I just gotta remember to hit the mute button when I'm talking to you guys, because that's when stuff can happen. Hey, hold on. That's a Michigan fan getting on the jet. They're gonna have to get off. Michigan fans are not allowed. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, it was super hot here today. 114 index. 114. Alright, stand by 1 minute, guys. One second.
Rings. Hi all. Tell you what, folks, my dogs are wore out today. It was so hot. What you doing, Pop? What you doing, girl? Huh? What you doing? Where my kisses? Where my kisses? Yeah. This my girl. My Willow. Yeah, my baby girl. My baby. Daisy, you're here. You're okay. See, I'm okay, Daddy. Whoa, kisses. Yes. Alright. Getting our cargo. Up on here.
Oxygen level 67%.
Alright, so chat's on, just not hearing from nobody. Let's switch back to the studio mic.
Make sure the studio mic is working. Audio 1 2 1 2 3. Let's turn the audio up a little bit. It seems like it might be a little low. So we'll go up to that. Test 1 2 1 2 3 1 2. Go up a little bit more. I think that's even better. I do believe.
Rings. I'm here, but you must have missed my first
Oh yeah,
message.
there we go. Ryan Bishop, where'd you go, my friend? And there's Josh. There you are. All right, so I'll go ahead. Yeah, I must not have seen it there, Josh. I must have been doing stuff with. Okay. So this ain't a long flight, and then after the flight, Josh, I'll meet you up on the server and we can chit chat.
RTE Lex 1/6 PMDG 7. RTE Lex 1/6 RTE Lex 1051 1170/1000.
Okay.
116 model 250/9038. 161 1170/1000. 116 degrees left 2 model 250/90 153 rate 302/14759 103 rate 302/14104 kept 302/4 125 PMDA 302/4 238.
What I'm gonna do real quick.
RTE Lex 1/6. RTE Lex 6/. RTE Lex 031 max/3008. 031 degrees 13.9 NF. 1 max/3000 031 degrees 13.9 NF. 1 max/3000 full at. 2 max/3008. RTE Lex 5/. RTE Lex 5 RTE 034 degrees 5.1 NF bypass. 1 wind 210/4008.
210 knots at 4,000.
032 Napo 200/3008. 032 Napo 200/3008. 031 wind 210/4008. 031 wind 210/4008. 034 degrees 5.1 NF. 1 wind 034 degrees 5.0 NF. 1 wind 210/4008. 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass. RTE Lex 5/6. RTE Lex 5 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
34 degrees, 5 miles.
210/4008.
Let's do this. 210 slash.
Slash 012.
Let's bring it to 200 slash 4000 A.
Your scratch request button red only 031 210/4008. 031 210/4008. 031 210/4008. 032 03 04 05 RF6 1 Intel Henry. Mac Intel Henry. 034 RW05 RF6 1.4 gas subject ready. Mac. Request button your scratch button Mac.
Let's do that again. 200 slash 4A.
Clear scratch perfect button red only multi-line back. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number at RT elect 034 degrees 5.1 Winnie 200/4000 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
Still don't like it. Still wants it as
At RT 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass. 1 Winnie 200/4000
maybe. Let's go up here
At RT elect
one more.
forecast 6 1.0 RFT 5 Gashi 210/6000 237 degrees left 5 Gashi 210/6000 237 degrees 11.4 NM 5 Gashi 210/6000 RFT/actual 5 Gashi 210/6000 237 degrees left 5 Gashi 210/6000 RFT/actual 5 Gashi 210/6000 235 Gashi 210/6000 perfect button clear scratch bed blank clear scratch perfect bed red only 205 Gashi 210/6000 perfect button clear scratch bed 200 slash blank clear scratch perfect bed red only 205 Gashi 210/6000 CDU number 1 execute PM. CDU number 204, Joby 200/205, Gashi 200/6000. RFT/actual 6, 1.00/RF5, Gashi 200/6000. At RT 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass 1, Winnie 200/4000 034 degrees 5.1 NM bypass.
Still don't like that. It's because of that turn.
At RT left, forecast doublet ready 6, 1.00/0.06 NM RT data greater. RFT/actual 5, Gashi 200/6000. 237 degrees 11.4 NM.
237 degrees.
Captain, all passengers are aboard. We should have everyone seated in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
It does not like that one bit.
204, Joby 210/6000, 203, GVAB 220/6000, 212 degrees 2.3 NM. 2, 168 degrees 9.2 NM. 1, STYSD 200, 111, at RT elect 4/6. At RT elect 4/6.
Tell you what we're going to do.
At RT elect 1/6. At RT elect 1/6. At RT elect 1/6.
I'm going to go back over here. Let's see if we can get a better...
KBOS right stars of 1, GBM 4 less act greater 04R. Blank, 1, GBM 4 less act greater 04R.
Do 4 right.
Stars approach 1, GBM 4 less cell greater T/S. 2, JWND 2.04 beyond slash off greater. Trans, 3, OOSHN 5.04 Gashi. Blank, 4, ORW7. Blank, 3, OOSHN 5.04 Gashi. Trans. 3, OOSHN 5.04 Gashi. Blank, 3, OOSHN 5.04 Gashi. Trans 2, trans 1, OOSHN 5 less cell greater LZ, trans T/S 2, adjunct slash off greater. Trans, 3, Gashi. Blank, 4, WRNZ. Blank, 5, WXXX. 6, lesser raise 5, WXX blank, 4, WRNZ. Blank, 3, Gashi. Trans, 2, adjunct slash off greater. Trans T/S. 1, OOSHN 5 less cell greater less stars approaches. 1, OOSHN 5 less cell greater 04 stars approaches. 1, OOSHN 5 less cell greater 04R. Trans T/2, adjunct slash off greater. Colon, 2, colon, space, A, Y. Space, trans, 2, adjunct trans T/S. 2, adjunct slash off greater.
Let's try that.
Trans T1, trans T2, adjunct less cell greater on slash off greater.
Let's execute it. Go back to the leg page.
At RT elect 1/8. At RT elect 1/8. At RT elect 1/8. At RT elect 6/8. 035 degrees DRK 0.5 NM. 1, 420/420. 031 Maxon slash 3000 day. Hold at. 3, Maxon slash 3000 day. At RT elect 7/8. Blank, using R6, 1.0 using RSP fuel. 6, 1.0 slash RMT slash actual. 5, RW04R slash 69. 034 degrees 5.2 NM. 4, MILTT 106, 034 degrees 3, NAVO 298 degrees 4.3 NM. 3, NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 298 degrees 4.3 N2, vector 210 slash 6000, 213 degrees 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, 212 degrees 6.1 NM. 1, Joby 232, vector 210 slash 6000, 203, NAVO 201 slash 3000, 202, vector 203, NAVO.
Okay.
CDU number 1.
If I execute
left
that.
FMC 02, NAVO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.6 NM. 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, left FMC off, right FMC off. 212 degrees 6.1 at RT elect 7 slash 8. 212 degrees 6.1 NM. 1, Joby 210 slash 6000, 333 degrees 5.6 NM. 2, NAVO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.1, Job 212 degrees 6.1, 333 degrees 5.2, NAVO slash 3000 day. 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAVO slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 5.2,
Okay,
NAVO
so
slash 3000 day.
330 degrees.
034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 333 degrees 2, NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 degrees 3, MILTT 161 slash 17, 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 2, NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 301, Joby 210 slash 6000. 302, NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. 034 MILTT 161 slash 1700. 034 MILTT 161 slash 1700.
Okay.
032 NAVO 201 slash 3000 day.
This looks better.
032 NAVO 201 slash 3000 day. Perfect button clear scratch edit blank.
So let's just put 3
Clear perfect button edit red 302 NAVO 201 slash 3000 day.
right soft 2.
CDU number 1 execute. Left FM 302 NAVO slash 3000. 301 Joby 210 slash 6000. 3.2, Napo slash 3000, left FM 03453, MILTT slash 1700, 0405, RM6, 1 forecast uplink ready, land, forecast uplink ready.
I ain't worried about the forecast uplink. Shut up.
Left FM like at RTE like 7 slash 8. At RTE like 603 degrees 13.9 nm. 1, Maxon slash 3000 day, hold at. 2, Maxon slash 3000 day, land, 3.
Go around, we gotta do
At RTE like
3,000
1,
or
at
above.
RTE like 1 slash 8, 057 degrees 1, 1170 slash 162, Marble 200, 103, Brigham 104, Kepler 302 slash Florida 198. 105, PMDAH 302 slash Florida 238.
Okay.
At RTE like 1 slash 8.
All that looks good now.
Forms on main row 1 column 207.
Like I said, you gotta make sure you got a good approach plan because
Forms on main. At RTE like 1 Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0 column 3 Microsoft Flight Simulator.
you don't want to mess that up.
Forms at RTE screen chat ops FS air star Microsoft Flight Forms on main column 2 forms on main.
Okay.
Red only selected close and check is proven. FLT flow button. After FLT flow, before taxi flow, before start CHK messages, reflect flow completed.
Pre-flight flow is done.
FLT flow button. Edit red only close and check is FLT CHK LST button. Rest.
Are you ready for the briefing?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
There will be a
Microsoft
left seat
MC
takeoff
31,000 feet.
from
MTDC
Charlie,
150.
Yankee, Zulu, 2, Kilo, Bravo, Oscar, Sierra. Taxi route is per ATC instruction. Will be departing on runway 05, climbing via the departure procedures to an initial altitude of 31,000 feet. Standard reject and emergency procedures apply. Any questions?
Pre-flight checklist.
CYYZ.
Oxygen.
Testing.
Alright, we're at gate
Navigation.
10.
Transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Auto.
Flight instruments.
Oh.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 altimeter.
Heading
10,
set
13.
altimeter set.
Parking
If it ever
brake.
says flight instruments and don't say
Control
nothing,
switches.
just hit B
Cut
as
off.
in Bravo.
Checklist complete.
Door 1 closed.
Alright, that door says it's closed.
Forms on main row at RTE like 1 slash RTE like 1
Just
slash
to make
8
sure, go Alt
Selection
M.
remove. Menu. Menu. 1. Less FMC. 2. Less 3. PM4. 5. FS actions greater.
Right's off 5.
Less doors cruise greater.
Left's off 3.
L2. L3 1. Less close door open door greater.
Left's off 1 to close door.
L3 up. 1. Closing open door greater. Ground 2. Less payload main auto. 3. Less doors cruise greater. Mag 4. Less pushback. Mag 3. Less doors cruise greater. Auto. Apple selector on. 2. Less payload maintenance greater. Ground. Engine number 1 F2. Less payload maintenance greater. Apple selector start. Apple selector on.
Let's go look at payload.
Payload. First class GWMTOW. 1. 11 slash Bell 162.0 188.2. Economy TOCTZFW. 2. 147 slash 162 28.3% 104 FWD cargo load level. 3. 64 22 91.0%. App cargo icing 3. 64 22 91.0%. App cargo icing none. 4. 80 21 setbacks greater. App cargo icing none. Cargo. Icing. App low oil pressure none. 4. 80 21 setbacks greater. Other. 5. Slash positive empty greater. Mag. 6. Less return set random greater.
Alright, go back there.
4. Less pushback. Degrees 3. No turn. Turn nose. 3. No turn. Degrees comms. 3. Turn nose. 2. Less straight out speed greater. Push style 2. Less standard L turn nose. 3. Right. Turn nose. 3. Left. Degrees comms. 4. 90. Shock select 5. Less excess slash remove none greater. Total fuel. 17,128.2 pounds. 2,556.8 gallons. Total fuel flow. 0. Apple generator plus light off.
17,128.
Forms on restream. Ops 29. FS airlines column. Star untitled notepad column. Star untitled. Mag. Altitude cruise. EZF double block. Kilo 17,132 pounds.
Okay.
Mag. CY. Mag. CYY. Mag. Pushback PMDG 730. Edit red only multi-line 5. Less excess slash remove none greater. Right active. Star untitled. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Flight control A low pressure light off. Electric hydraulic pump number. Right type off. Right type off. Right reserve fan off. Left. Anti-collision lights on. Beacon on. Wind lights on. Wind on. Logo on. Logo lights on. Flight deck door denied. Flight deck door auto. Ground power light off. Ground power not available. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. CDU number 1 message light off. CDU number 2 message light off. Left master caution light off. Right master caution light off. Air systems warning light off.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Pushback PMDG 737 CDU 1 column 2207. Star untitled notepad. Forms main row 2. Forms main.
Just wanna make
Checklist.
sure.
After start VFL flow. Before taxi flow. Before CH message. Before start flow completed.
Alright.
Before start flow button. Before start CHKLST button. Press.
4-star checklist.
4-star
Microsoft Flight Simulator
checklist.
1.33. Microsoft Flight Sim.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel. 17125 pounds.
Okay,
Check.
that looks
Passenger
good.
signs.
Set.
MCP. Speed. 0, heading. 5, 6, altitude. 3, 1, 0, 0, 0.
Check.
Takeoff speeds. V1, 1, 3, 9er. VR, 1, 4, 1. V2, 1, 5, 0.
Set.
CDU preflight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision lights.
On.
Checklist complete.
Grabbing my drink. Coming right back, guys. Hold on.
Hayden Herrick. Hello, what's up?
Not a lot, buddy. Alright. Now we're going to do our push back. Going to do that now.
Microsoft Flight Simulator. Form.main row 1 column 2 push back pmdg 7 unfed red only multi-line select degrees comms 4 90 degrees top 3 left degrees top 4 shots 5 less set slash x removes unbreaker colon 5 colon space less s.
Okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8 Microsoft Flight Simulator num lock off num lock on.
They've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our right. Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release brake brake.
Parking brake off parking brake light off parking brake light on. Parking brake off parking brake on parking brake off parking brake light off.
There we go.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Hayden Herrick. Tonight I'm flying the A380 from Hong Kong to Lisbon.
All right, buddy.
2 knots grounds. Push back pmdg 737 forms.main column for close and checklist moving. Before start CH start engines button. Pressed.
Starting engine
Microsoft
2.
Flight Simulator 1.33.8.01 column 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Engine number 2 hydraulic pump low pressure light off. Engine number 2 wheel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light in transit. Engine number 2 wheel valve light in transit. Engine number 2 wheel valve light closed. Engine number 2 star valve light closed. Number 2 starter engaged. Number 2 wheel valve open. Number 2 generator active. Number 2 ignition on.
Damn, that sounds good,
Number 2
doesn't it?
starter off. Drive number 2 light off. Engine number 2 auto.
Engine 2 cut out. Starting engine 1.
Engine number 1 DRP. Engine number 1 hydraulic pump low pressure light off. Flight recorder light on. Captain's 50 light off. Left elevator 50 light off. Left alpha main light off. Left tempo light off. Left slash OTOD light off. Right elevator 50 light off. Right alpha main light off. Go 50 light off. 50 on. Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 1 star valve light closed. Engine number 1 fuel valve light in transit. Engine number 1 star valve light in transit. Engine number 1 fuel valve light closed. Engine number 1 star valve light closed. Number 1 starter engaged. Number 1 fuel valve open. Number 1 generator active. Number 1 ignition on.
Freedom Global 09er, Delta Whiskey Heavy Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 05 via taxiway Alpha Tango Alpha Alpha Foxtrot Bravo November cross runway 15
Number 1 starter off.
West November Echo Hotel Tree cross runway 05 Papa Juliet cross runway 15 right Juliet.
Taxiway at CYYZ.
Tower on 118.7.
Drive number 1 light off. Engine number 1 auto. 0 knots ground speed.
Engine 1 cut out.
Parking brake on. Parking brake off. Parking brake on. Parking brake light on.
Brake set. Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute release
All engines stable.
CDU message display. Generator number 1 message master caution light on. Right master caution light on. Message display warning light on. CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2 message light on. AC bus. Galley number 1 on. AC bus. Galley number 2 on. Speed trim fail light off. Knock trim fail light off. Generator number 2 bus light on. Accu generator bus light off. Right forward window heat light off. Right side window heat light off. Right up. Accu generator bus light on. Accu selector off. Accu gen 1 off bus light off. Engine generator off bus light off.
All right.
Engine number 1 con. Engine number 2 con. Taxi light on. Taxi on. Dome lights off. Dome lights in. Transponder mode off. Transponder mode XPNDR. Transponder mode top. Transponder mode top /RA.
Check the door.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Close and check is moving. Start engines button. Close and check VFLT flow after start VFL flow. Before taxi slow. Before CH message after start completed. Check the doors. Blank. Check the doors.
Doors are good.
Microsoft Flight Simulator push back PMDG 737 CDU edit red only multi-line selected push back is the taxi line 1. 2 button. Select FS actions. Ground 1. Ground 2. Auto 3. Less doors cruise radar. L over with 2. Electric 1. Let's open door open. Electric doors 1 slash electric 1. Electric 2. Let's open L 3. Let's open door open door airstrip 4. Let's extend.
Alright, we're good there.
Act RTE Lex 1 slash 057 degrees HDG 0.8 NM. MTP edit 56.
Alright, we're good there.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Forms.main.
Okay.
Close and check is moving. Start engines button. After start flow button. Taxi CHKLSD button. Left 0. Act RTE Lex Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.
Set my flaps where I want them because I do that.
Left 0. Left 0. Left to transit light on. Left to transit light off. Left extended light on. Left 4. Left 6.
Alright. Flaps are set.
Left 10.
Okay.
Forms.main row 1 column 2. Forms.main. Close and check is moving. Taxi CHKLSD button. Rest.
Taxi
Microsoft
checklist.
Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight Simulator
Generators
1.33.8.0.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Set.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine
Trim
start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Check.
Auto brakes.
RTO.
Flight controls.
Ryan Bishop,
Alright, yoke left.
did you see the
Full left.
FSFO update the other day? Any thoughts on what he added for accessibility?
Full
Yoke
right.
right. Is there an update? I didn't know there was
Full left.
one.
Full forward.
Check.
Ground equipment.
I didn't see the update. Let me see something here.
Forms.main row 1 column 2 7. Forms.main. Close and check it. Before the CH VFLT. Restart configure support company. Buttons. Company. Support. Configuration. Support. Getting started button. Guide button. Close button. L2 button. Form button. Open ticket button. Check for update button. Rest. FSFO dialog. FSFO's update. OK button.
Yeah, I've got the latest update.
FSFO's update. OK. Bottom. OK. Support name. Check for update button. Read SPTPKG button.
I didn't think they're...
Forms.main. Close and check is
Ryan Bishop. Not released yet. He just showed a sneak peek.
Oh. Well, when we get landed, let's take a look at, see if we can see a video. Did he do a video? Something that we can see? I'd like to see that.
Forms.main.
If so. Okay, so we got our checklist done. Now what I'm going to do, this is the best way to do it.
Support comment buttons. Connect. Voice. Pause.
I pause, first officer next.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight
I
Simulator.
go to my Microsoft here, right bracket control R,
Forms act start on the screen. Chat row pops 29 FS airlines. Column jump to runway. Column 4 base.
jump to
list,
runway,
airport
Ryan
CYYZ.
Bishop.
Sis. C. Land.
Yep, on
10 runway close.
FSFO YouTube.
Runway list 05. The news. No. Heading through 06 L 05. The news. No. Heading through 46.46.
No, it's a YouTube video previewing V5.
Zero 06 05. The news. No. Heading through 46.468. Length 11,116. Width 200. Take off allowed. Yes. Landing allowed. Yes. 1 of 10.
Rings.
Okay.
He did.
0605, the news. No,
Yeah,
heading through.
we'll look at the video when we get landed. Hold on 1 minute, guys.
Forms star untitled notepad, star untitled notepad, CYY plan. CYYZ/05 jump
All right.
01 column 228, runway list 0, star Microsoft flight, Microsoft flight, jump to runway 01 column 228.
Now I might have to restart FS Airline because it might end the flight. Sometimes it does.
0605, the news. No, heading through.
We'll just see what happens.
11,106, Microsoft flight simulator 1 point, Microsoft flight simulator. Parking brake off, parking brake light off. Parking brake on, parking brake light on.
Okay, parking
Jump to runway
brakes
01 column 228.
on.
Jump to runway, Microsoft star untitled, jump to Microsoft flight simulator, Microsoft flight simulator, star untitled, jump to runway list 05, the news. Microsoft flight simulator. Runway 05 with CYYZ/11,116.
All right, we're on the runway.
0 knots ground speed.
It didn't bounce.
350 at 12 knots. Gust at 0 knots.
Wind 350 at 12 knots. That's why I take off with flaps 10 because you never know.
81 degrees.
Especially here at this airport, wind is very iffy. All right.
Star untitled forms main column RTE Liberty Stream check box 29 FS Airlines column 4707. Microsoft flight FS Airlines 01 flight order dialog. OK button.
Say it aborted the flight. Not a big deal though.
Button. Next button. Home button. Option. Flight information button. Fly button. Press.
Fly.
Button. Exit button. Back button. Fuel up button. Press. FS
Fuel
Airlines.
up.
Button. Fly button. Press.
Fly.
Button. Exit button. Exit button. High speed. Button.
All right.
Microsoft flight simulator 1.33 point. Microsoft flight simulator. FS Airlines star untitled notepad. Forms.main go to column. Close and checklist moving. 3 FLTCH KLST button.
Now I'm going to turn on voice for takeoff. Just for takeoff.
Before start flow. Before start engine. Reconfigure support button buttons. Connect. Voice. Pause. Performance. Pause. Close and checklist moving.
Approaching
Start engine
runway
button.
0,
After start
5,
flow button.
on
Taxi CH
runway
KLST button.
0,
Before the CH KLST
5.
button. Press.
Before takeoff
Microsoft flight
checklist.
simulator 1.3. Microsoft flight simulator.
Flaps.
Set.
Stabilization trim.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Restart. Configure support compass button.
Flight
Connect.
attendants
Voice.
prepare for takeoff.
Pause. Left retractable landing light on. Voice. Right connect. Right fix landing light on. Left voice. Right runway turn off light on. Position lights off. Navigation off.
He added
Navigation
a
on.
feature
Scope
I
on.
requested where FSFO will read the messages during flows in SAPI. He made it read everything, when what I actually requested was to simply read when flows etc. were complete.
Oh god, that'd be spammy as hell, dude.
Rings. So we don't have to keep constantly checking the window.
Yeah, during the flows it's good, but hopefully it doesn't.
Connect. Voice.
All right,
Voice.
hold on.
Voice. Close and checklist moving. Before the CHKLS. Microsoft flight simulator 1. Microsoft flight simulator 1.3. Addison 1. Addison vote disabled. Addison vote. Trim disabled. Read trim disabled. None lock off. None lock on. Parking brake off. Parking brake on. Parking brake off. Parking brake light off. Right flight director light on. Right FD master on.
Thrust set.
Check.
26 knots. 43 knots.
Speed align.
Check.
60 knots. 76 knots.
80 knots.
Check.
91 knots.
10.
106 knots. 120 knots. 133 knots.
V1.
144 knots.
Right one. Up 1. Up 2. Up 3. Up 4. Up 6. Up 8. Up 9.
NAV1 is locally
Locally
specified.
Positive
Upper runway
rating.
heading 157. Airborne.
Up 14. Right 1.
155 knots.
Up 15. Up 1. 1 up 16. Up 15. Right flight director light off. Right FD master off. Up 14. Up 13.
VNAV.
Speed is up 11.
VNAV on. Heading select
Up
on.
10. Up 9. Up 8. Up. Meter now. Dot. Meter now. Up 6.
Gear
Up
up.
5. Up 6. Up 7. Up 8. Right gear up 9. Nose gear transit light off. Gear up. Up 10. Up 11.
LNAV.
Up 12. Heading select light off. LNAV light on. LNAV up 13.
Acceleration altitude.
Up 14.
CDU messenger
133.40. N1 light on. Left FMC light up 15.
Command A.
Up 6. CMDA light on. CMDA on. Up
Command
17.
A
Auto
on.
vision. Auto roll on. Right 2. Right 3. Right up 6. Right 5. Right 6. Right Addison vote disabled.
Flaps up.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds.
Check.
Packs.
Set.
Landing gear.
Flaps extended.
Up.
Flaps extended. Light off. Gear lever off.
Flaps.
Set.
Flaps 0.
Checklist complete.
207 knots indicated. Flaps 0. Engine number 1 auto. Left ram door light off. Right ram door light off. Forms dot main row 1 column. Forms dot main. Low. After takeoff, disassociation. Reconfigure support. Come buttons. Connect. Voice. Close and check is proving. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
That's a good takeoff, you guys. I mean, daggone, that's pretty smooth. Not bad at all, huh? Not bad at all.
Forms dot main. FS Airlines column 3. Start title. Act RTE Lex 1 slash 8. Act RTE Lex 1 slash. Act RTE 112 degrees 10.0 NM. Act RTE 112 degrees 8.5 NM. 1. Model 200 102. Rate 302 slash 14,305. 103. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 195. 104. pmdg 302 slash 4 to 236. 105. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. 105. Even 302 slash. Act RTE 112 degrees 8.5 NM. Reverse button. Clear scratch bed blank. Next waypoint. Model. Clear scratch reverse button. Red on. Act RTE 112 degrees 8.5 NM. Act RTE Lex 112 degrees 8.5 NM. Max 6. 1 RF5. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. RF5. Even 302 slash 4 to 274. Reverse button. Clear scratch 31,000. Clear scratch reverse button. Red only multi-line 5. Even 3 CDU number 1 execute key. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 1 execute key available. Execute key off. Left. Act RTE 111. Model slash. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. 101. Model 250 slash 8824. 102. Rate 302 slash 14,530. 103. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 196. 104. pmdg 302 slash 4 to 237. 105. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. RN6. Using Mac. Using RSD fuel. 6. 1.00 slash RN5. Even 300. Total fuel. 15,672.0. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight. Total fuel. 15,641.5 tons. Act RTE Lex 1 slash 8 PM. Left FMC light on. Right FMC light on. 114. 115. RN6. 1.0 enable text help Mac. Enable text help 6. RNT slash actual. Act RTE 111. Model 250 slash 8719. 112 degrees 3.0 NM. Next 74 over 8. 28 feet per minute. Act RTE 112 degrees 3.0 NM. 1. Model 250 slash 8719. 7699 PASL. 102. Rate 302 slash 14,440. Com 1. 124.92. Act RTE like 112 degrees 1.0 NM. 1. Model 250 slash 8661. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft. Total fuel 15,000.
All right, we're good. Cause we're not gonna be in the air that long, so we're fine.
85 feet per minute. 250 knots indicated. Gear up. Stop.
Gears up.
Flaps 0.
Flaps are good.
Total fuel 15,341.0 pounds. 2,290.0 gallons. Total fuel flow 15,300.
We should be fine on fuel.
Lever retractable landing light extend. Lever retractable landing light retract. Right retractable landing light extend. Act RT. Red only multi. Act RT 112 degrees 1.0 NM. Act RT 151 degrees 13.6 at 1. Rate 302 slash 14,682. 123 degrees 2. Kepler 302 slash 4 to 197. 103. pmdg 302 slash 4 to 238. 14. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. 140 degrees 26.14. Even 302 slash 4 to 310. 105. HANKK.769 slash 4 to 310.
All right, yeah, we're good.
Act RT Lex 2 slash 8 101. Chassis .769 slash 4 to 310. 112. Auto .769 slash 4 to 113. Labor .76 114. Top points 115. JWND. Act RT 111. Auto 2 112. Windows 2 113. HRR 114. SD 115. Rugby 210. Act RT 211. GVA 212. Joby 210. Through this continue 4. At 210 slash 4.
CDU message clear.
CDU number 213. At slash 214. Subby slash
Enable next altitude.
Oh, shut up.
Subby slash. Left FM 205. Middle slash 11,000 days. RN6. 1.00 slash 0.06 NF. Act RT Lex 201. Euro 210 slash 10,000 days. 202. OOSH 250 slash 9014. 206 3. TDRI 250 slash 9000 days. 204. WAADR 210 slash 6000. 205. Fuli 210 slash 9000 days.
That is really weird why I would put that there like that.
239 degrees 3.8 NM. 4. WAADR 210 slash 6000. 203. TDRI 250 slash 9000 days.
I know why, but it's
4. 205. Fuli 200. Act RT Lex 6 slash 201. Rugby 210 slash 6000. 202. GVAB 220 slash 6000. 203. Joby 210 slash 6000. 304. NACO 201 slash 3000. 035. MILTT 161 slash 1700. 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 4. NACO 333 degrees 54. 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 4. NACO 201 slash 3000. 333 degrees 5.6 NM. 4. NACO 034 degrees 5.0 NM. 5. MIL RNT slash 6. 1.00 slash 0.06 NM RTE data grader. RNT slash actual 6. 1.0. Act RTE Lex 6 slash 7.
okay.
Act RTE Lex 7 slash 7. Act RTE Lex 1 slash 7. 151 degrees 3.1. Rate of freedom. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight. Distance to descent. 275 slash 0.043.
We are looking good, guys.
307. 21 feet. 302 knots indicated. Wind 270 at 11 knots. Gust at 0 knots.
Winds 270 at 11 knots.
32 degrees.
32 degrees. How'd y'all like that takeoff? I thought it was pretty daggone sweet myself. Not bad at all. The yoke was definitely much more manageable. That's why I set my trim so low. Like, if it said 4.5 on trim, I'd do it at 2.0. To give you an idea, that's how sensitive my yoke is.
14,659 PASL. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1, 15,204, 18 HP per minute, 302 knots indicated, total fuel, 14,500. 15,400, 1864 feet per minute, 302 knots indicated.
Alright.
16,000 feet, 1860 feet per minute. 301 knots indicated. RTE next 1 RTE 124 degrees 12.2 and 1. Kept the 302 /4 to 190. 122. PMDAH 302 /4 to 232. 124 degrees 20.3 NM. R1 125.20. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Well, while we're climbing here, John, you still want to meet on the server? I might even come up there when I get to cruise if you want to chat while we head over to Boston.
FMC light on, right FMC light on.
I was going to say something about reserve fuel or something. I don't know why it's kicking into reserve. We're not that low on fuel, but
17,444 PASL. 17 total fuel, 14,339.0
Transition
pounds, 2,140.4 gallons. Total fuel flow, 11,007. At RTE legs 1 red only multi line selected at RTE legs 101, kept the slash. Land, unable 6, unable next altitude. 6, 2.0. Left FMC light off, right FMC light off, left, at RTE 101, kept the 301 /4 to 189. 124 degrees 3.9 NM, 1, kept the 301 /4 to 189. 18,280 PASL. 124 degrees 20.3 NM, 2, PMDAH 301 /4 to 230. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Plus there was the additional drag because the gear was down for a bit longer as well. That also helped things.
well, I don't put the gear right up either. But even if the gear,
Yet I can head up there.
even if I had put the gear up, we would have still had a nice climb because I set my trim so low. But I usually put the gear up once I get up over 1,000 feet, just like when I'm landing.
That takeoff was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a beautiful takeoff. Yeah, once we get up, I walked away talking. But yeah, that was a good landing, or a good takeoff. I said landing because I was sitting here talking about landing and I had my mic off. But the thing is, with Boston, man, Boston has no mercy on nothing when it comes to them descents and landings here. And also, I'm going to tell you guys, the best runway really is 4 right. If you're coming into Boston, do 4 right, and you know, try a couple different transitions to try to match up on heading, so it's not doing this huge turn
to try to line up and get the localizer. And then the other tip is this: slow down ahead of time. Before you get to your localizer, be at about 200 knots, 205 knots, something slower. And something else that we was talking about was
Next waypoint, even, distance, 28 nautical miles, bearing, 139 degrees, 3 minutes, 43 seconds.
try for a minute. The other thing about, so this is the difference between Microsoft 2020 and P3D, and Josh, we can talk about this when I get to the server too. So on P3D, when you put the flaps out, the airplane is a lot more lenient with the speed, and it is slow right down for you with them flaps. On 2020, it's not the same when it comes to, you know, if you're trying to use your flaps to adjust your control your speed. It's not like P3D, where P3D, you know, like Declan said, P3D, you had to put the flaps out and it slow you right down. But 2020 is a lot more straightforward with it, and it's not just going to, you know, slow you right down. You got to give yourself time to. Ooh, son of a gun, them were hot, man. Alright, we better put it in there for just a little bit longer. Cooking started. Y'all want to see how fast Willow will come through the door? Watch this. Watch. Did Daddy trick you? Did I trick you? She's like, you son of a gun. Daddy tricked you. I'll give you a treat. There. Daddy give you a treat. See, that was mean, Daddy. Here you go. Take it. She'll be right in that office with me here in a minute. Oh, son of a gun, these White Castles are hotter than a hoochie coochie. Hotter than a hoochie coochie. Alright. White Castles, man, I love these things. They're so good. Alright. Gotta pay attention to our flight here. Let's see what's going on. Alright, let's take a look.
Distance to descent, 213/04026.
26 minutes.
RTE Lex 1/7 red only hope. RTE 140 degrees 6.671. Even 301/310. 25,662 ASL.
Okay, yeah, we're okay.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Next waypoint, HANKK. Distance, 33 nautical miles. Bearing, 105 degrees, 4 minutes, 5 seconds. ASL.
26,000 feet.
Minus 16 degrees.
Minus 16 degrees.
260 minus 44 knots. Gust of 0 knots.
Winds 269.
260 minus 44 knots. Gust of 0 knots.
44 knots.
Flaps 0.
Things good. Flaps are at 0. Gear is up.
26,992 VASL. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated. Com 1, 127.4. 301 knots indicated. 301 knots indicated.
Alright. The only thing you gotta be careful is in the microwave, man.
Arranks 737NG, a real 737 pilot on the PMDG team, says that the flaps perform more realistically in 2020 due to the different PMDG flight model.
Oh, for sure, Josh. Yeah, for sure. In P3D, it just slows down way too fast because you put the flaps out, and it shouldn't do that. In real life, you'd break the flaps off; they'd break. You doing them like that. Hold on. Hold on, girl. That's why I use the speed brakes on 2020 a lot more, because you really have to.
Next waypoint. Topsy. Distance. 7 nautical miles. Ferry.
Robert
140 feet.
Lehman.
49 seconds.
Hi.
Robert, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
29,600. Total fuel. 12,500. 1150 HP per minute. 292 knots indicated. 29,752 VASL.
All right.
Hayden Herrick.
We're gonna be cutting it close on fuel.
Did you get my email so I can go on the server?
Yeah, Peyton, I'll get to that and get you your stuff sent back to you. I just been really busy and not had time, but I will get it back to you.
29 nautical miles. Ferry. 104 degrees. 3 minutes. 20 seconds.
All right, we're almost at cruise altitude here.
Distance to descent. 171/04020. Distance to descent. 171/04019.
19 minutes till descent. Got to get this plane over to Boston so it can do repairs. And what do you guys think? Where should we fly next from Boston? Where to?
From the flight deck, we've reached our cruising altitude. The flight attendants will begin their service shortly. In the meantime, please keep your seatbelts
Now remember, I'm in a
fastened as
739,
turbulence can
so
occur at any time.
I can't do no long haul.
Seatbelt selector off.
So you all tell
The
me
captain
and we'll
has
do
turned
it.
off the seatbelt sign. You're free to get up and use the lavatories. However, we ask that you do not form a line at the front of the aircraft.
I'll be up there in just a second, Josh.
Com 1. 133.35. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
Okay.
31,005 VASL. Minus 16 feet per minute. MCP altitude. Intervene button plus I. Altitude and alt plus E selected 10,000. Selection removed. 0. Mac. Mac. 0. 0. Mac. Mac. 0. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
All right, we got that set because.
Minus 10 feet per minute.
All right.
31,001 VASL.
I am doing fine.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Going on holiday
Folder view
today.
list. Google Chrome Team Talk 5 Classic iOS TFM Data Explorer 13 Viewer 21 Team Talk 5 Classic iOS 23.
Good to hear, buddy.
MSATC Team Hog 5 Classic 9
All right, let's go up and see Josh here.
We'll begin our cabin service soon. We have a number of complimentary drinks and snacks, as well as meals and spirits for purchase. All purchases must be made with a credit card as we're unable to accept cash.
Team Hog 5 Classic 5.13.1 dialog. Channel list preview. Join level 1 John 101. Beginner pilots. Flights in Microsoft. Not flights in related to pilot lounge. Run. Collapse 1. Left channel. Join channel.
All right, can you hear me, Josh? Josh, hold on. I got to switch mics for the server. Hold on.
References F4P. Refer conversations. References F4P. References dialog. Then display property page. Connection property page default. Sound system property page. Input sample rate 8000. Input device combo box microphone. Razor Air 2X. Collapsed. Expanded. Input device list. Stereo mix. Real no sound device. Stereo mid microphone. Razor line. USB audio codec. References dialog. Test selected button. Enable button. Enable on. Enable voice. Auto position. User media file versus refresh devices. Default button. OK button. Cancel button. Tab control. Sound cancel button. OK button. Rest. DVI file slash.
All right, can you hear me, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I had to switch the.
Master volume slider 49. Microphone page slider 49. Voice activation level slider 0. Microphone page master volume slider 49. 50.
Let me bring you up.
Channel list preview master volume slider 31. 62. 63, 60, 60, 66, 67, 68,
Oh, is my gain down?
60, 60, 66.
Not really. I got you. You're good.
Microphone voice activation level slider 0. Tab control. Tab selected. Dialog. History edit read only message edit.
No, mine's at 80%.
Master volume slider 60. Channel list preview. Pilot lounge. Loop expanded.
No, I just had the
Volume slider 65.
the volume was down on my end.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
Oh.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
But yeah, I think pmdg is a lot better on Microsoft in a lot of ways, but the flaps is much more realistic. Because in real life,
Yeah, like
you're not going to you're not going flaps 15 at 220 knots in real life. You're not doing that.
Nah. More like 180.
Yeah.
You know.
Because the flaps will break right off. They're not made for high
Well, I
speed.
mean, we were using them. We were using in P3Ds for the wrong. Like, we were really supposed to be using the speed brake. Like P3D. The only reason why P3D was P3D doesn't really do the weather great either. Like, even with active sky, it doesn't model the weather right. So.
Well, that's what George was saying, that we need to learn to be more consistent with the auto brake and not the
Yeah.
flap. And he's right. And so
Yeah.
that's what I've been trying to do with, you know.
I just would. I really would. You know, I can't wait until the TFM beta because we can really use it because I don't like the way we have to do it now, where you got to go to the MCP speed and go to speed brake and hit slash and then do, like, it's kind of annoying. Like, I like, what is it, right bracket F6, F7.
Yeah, right bracket.
it's-
So from right bracket F1 and F2, move it up and down. And then or in and out rather. Right bracket 3 does off or on. Right bracket 4, and then there's 5. And I think right bracket
I know, like,
6
I think
is
right
cruise.
bracket 6 is I think it's safe flight. So basically,
Yeah, it puts it at
it'll
like
come out as much as
64%.
yeah, it'll come out as much as it needs to without stalling you or whatever.
Yeah, I know right now
Put it out to
when you
100,
do
you know.
right bracket F6, it constantly says 64, but I think it does actually move it
Yeah.
in and out. Which is good, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But
So, like, yeah, based on your speed, I guess it'll move it in and out based on, so it'll slow you down, but it'll keep the speed up to avoid stalling.
here you go. Got it. Good girl. Good girl. Lay down. Dog, spoiled freaking dog, man. All right, let's see what we're.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Distance to descent. 114/0:0.
114 miles till descent.
Like, for example, being the whole, like, flaps thing. Flaps 1, you should probably have at, Well, one like 180 when you start to approach. Like put flaps to 1, and then you know,
yeah.
you can,
So like,
you catch the localizer,
yeah,
and then put while you're on final, flaps, you know, 15, 30, whatever.
yeah. So like to catch the localizer is what I've been trying to do. Like when I get down to 3,000, I'll go flaps 1 because I'm at about 200 knots roughly, between 200 and 210. And usually you want to do your flaps 1 at no more than 220 flaps 1, and then there's about a 20 or 30
30 knot difference. So
yeah, between them different ones. So like 190 or 180, you'd go flaps 2. So yeah, and that's what I'm gonna try on this. But Boston, you gotta, man, you gotta
Boston's
watch
tough
what you're
because-
doing. It is a tough motherfucker. Pardon my, I don't mean to cuss, but son of a bitch, man. This place, you got to be on your game, 100%. You cannot just sit back and be like, "Ah, it's good," because it'll fuck you.
you could overshoot it easily. You got, you know, if there's any place to practice the speed breaks, it's here.
Listen, I've overshot it with P3D, and that's fucking saying something, man. Like P3D is easier to use than 2020 when it comes to the damn speed, and yeah, I've overshot it 2 or 3 times with P3D. So
yeah.
And you really, you know, and the other thing is too, and I think a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, they get in this thing where, well, you know, my flight plan says this runway. Well, it doesn't matter. You can change the runway. Doesn't matter. Change it.
I mean, unless you're flying on VATSIM, where...
Well, yeah, if you're on VATSIM, but then on VATSIM, you could just request that other runway, and you wouldn't have to go and do the whole flight plan over. But what I'm saying,
yeah, I mean,
people want to, some people want to stick to that runway, and because it automatically they just think that, oh, well, I can't change my runway in the CDU. Well, you can at any time, as long as, one, you're not on VATSIM, or you've been given permission or whatever. But transition's everything. If you don't have a good transition or good speeds for the altitude to each waypoint, then you're not going to have a good landing ever.
I mean, if you have to land without a transition, you can, but it's not like...
And here's the thing, like at Boston, sometimes you'll see a waypoint say, no descent path after. Well, that's okay as long as altitudes are in range of each other enough. So, for example, you're at one waypoint, altitude's 8,000, and you got another one at 5. Okay, just that is something that's doable as long as the heading, you're not doing like a, you know,
yeah, I mean,
U-turn.
I haven't seen no descent path yet. I have seen steep descent, but I haven't seen no descent path yet on all the flights I've done, especially in 2020. I've seen that a lot in P2D, a lot, way more than 2020.
Alright, so we're gonna do,
But I think that's because...
that's why on the CDU here, see, it says
I don't, what's up with the enable next altitude error that you've been getting?
144 knots, and then it says ILS 4 right, 035 degrees. So it shows you your course right here on the CDU. So I always pay attention to that, the course and the heading. So it's 34 degrees. Frequency is 110.30. And now I'm going to do, hold on, let me get my forecast.
Well, in the beta, the traffic pattern, like whether it's a left or right traffic pattern, is also important too. It'll tell you that in the TFM.
It is, yes.
In the runway information.
Yep, and that, you know, the thing that really hurts us is because we can't see speed tape. We can't see that.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing with flaps. Like the speed tape tells you what speeds you should be at with flaps 1, 2, stuff like that. Not even first officer has access to the speed tape, so he guesses with the automatic flaps control. He guesses with a formula because he doesn't have access to it, just like TFM doesn't have access to it, which is why it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, speed tape is.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna look at something real quick. So see, the localizer is 34 degrees because you got your waypoint, and then right under your waypoint you got, it tells you your course and how, it tells you a course and the distance. That's for that waypoint above that, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, well, that's what I mean. But yeah, I'm saying that's for the waypoint that's above that. So you look at that, and obviously, if you've got something where it's wanting you to do like a complete U-turn and you only got 2 miles, you're not going to do it. So like this one is, so from 337 degrees, 5.7 miles, you can turn from 337 degrees to 34 degrees, because that's maybe about
that's not too bad.
what, 80 degree turn or something, 70, 80 degree, I don't know the exact, but. And then, on the localizer, there's 5 miles between that and the next course, but it's the same heading. The localizer and then the waypoint right before the runway is the same course. So you just got to look at that and make sure you got, you know, something good.
What I really hate are the turn, well, those U-turns are the hardest.
I know it. Yeah.
Especially on like VATSIM, where you can't just put like heading select, put you know the turn to degree in and expect it to make a right-hand turn. You actually have to manually, slowly turn to actually go left, or like they say, go left or right. You can't just put it.
Yeah, now
degree in with the automatic.
there is a setting in the CDU where you can use the yoke while it's under autopilot. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can still control the yoke.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but that might not be a bad idea, because sometimes maybe you need to turn it a little bit more than what the plane's wanting to turn it. Like, you know, maybe you got a sharper turn and you want to try to do it. Maybe you want to do a Fast and Furious freaking burnout. But we got 42 miles to go. So somebody was asking me about altitudes with when you got to set your altitude when you're coming in for your approach. Now, my rule of thumb's always been, you know, if it says that runway's 500, I mean, I get
that's like personal.
It's a personal preference, really. Yeah.
I set it to the altitude of the localizer waypoint, so that you know I'll most likely catch the localizer.
Well, not only that, but the thing to remember, once you catch the localizer, it does not matter what you put in the altitude, because now the localizer's got it, and it's going to follow it.
Yeah. Well, that's for the glide slope.
Well, glide slope and localizer, rather.
Yeah.
If you're connected to both, you don't got to worry. So, one is preference, and two, it depends on the scenario.
Now, if you don't catch the localizer and you put that altitude in there, then it's just going to go to the altitude that you specify.
Yep. Yep.
And then you can figure things out from there.
What I will usually do is, if it's not a full ILS with localizer, angled slope, I will put, let's say the altitude was 100 feet. I'll put 1,000 feet.
132.65.
And by the time I get down to about 1,500, I'm going to know at that point if I'm going to need to do something over or not. So then if I see that I'm good, I'll go ahead and change that 1,000 to, well, if, let's say it's 50 feet, I just put it at 0 because you can't go that, you can't, like if it was 200, I'd set it at 100. But if it's 50, I just set it at like 0. It wouldn't matter because I know I'm coming in for, I know my landing's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Distance to descent, 20/0.
All right, let's do our.
MCB altitude 0 VP nav. Act RTE like VBI pilot slash FS Airlines Common Core forms.main road forms.main. Pose and checklist proving. Descent CHKLST button. Captain CHKLS. Descent CH after takeoff CHKLST. Descent CHKLST button.
All right, descent checklist here.
Ready for the approach
Microsoft Flight
briefing.
Simulator 1.3
Okay,
3.001.
we're expecting the ILS approach for runway 04 Romeo.
Auto brake disarm. Auto brake 1. Auto brake 2. Left FMC light on. Right FMC
Yeah,
light
Oh,
noticed
I didn't
that.
do my ILS. Hold on.
1.3 lead. To
Oh,
destination runway.
shit.
Airport edit selected KDOS. Left FMC light off. Right FMC light off. CDU number runway combo box. Airport edit selected KDOS.
I got time.
Runway combo box 22 L collapsed. 22 R. Destination runway. Quit button mode continue button mode plus C. Quit button mode plus Q. Details button mode plus T. Quit button mode plus Q. Runway combo box 22 R collapsed.
No.
22 L. 15 R. Quit button continue details button mode plus T. Runway combo. Destination runway. Quit button mode plus Q. Continue button mode runway combo box 14 collapsed. Zero destination runway. Details button mode plus T. Choose destination 04 R. Okay button mode plus O. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3 3.8. 0 airport edit selected KDOS. Hills details as red on name. Hills slash DSRW04R. Frequency 110.30. Course 50.
Course 50.
110.30.
110.30. It's actually 34, but I think it's because of the magnetic.
RW frequency 110.30.
It's the magnet, yeah.
110,
CFM
30,
gives you the
50.
magnetic heading.
Yeah.
Set nav radios. Nav 1 frequency edit selected 110.30. Nav 1 course edit selected 34.
So I guess in TFM you put in what it says 50 and not 34. I mean,
No, probably it's 34.
34.
FSFO usually does that, right?
Okay button. Hills details as red on multi-line frequency. Airport edit runway combo box. Okay button. Pressed. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.
okay, it's got it right. Very good.
Distance to descent 5/0. Forms.main row 1 column.
I'm gonna do this again because I was.
CHKLST button.
Let's do this again.
Descent CHK rest.
All right, here we go.
Rest.
You notice that like things have been going swell without voice mode on.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, NVIDIA just stopped talking.
I just restarted. It happens.
Yeah, let me restart it real quick. Come on, NVIDIA. Well, I had a TFM error when I was trying to put in the... And then I went over to First Officer. What is it doing? You gotta be kidding me.
Options menu. Page 1 of 1.
I'm trying to restart NVIDIA. I paused
Press space to load
the
slash.
sim just for a second, you guys, so hold tight.
Press enter main menu.
I don't know why. I hit the descent checklist button and then it just stopped talking. So it's probably a freaking... What is it doing? Oh, I hate when this happens.
I would see if we start narrator or something and see if that'll come up.
Okay, here we go.
Sim grip downloader right click for options button to the left. Forms.main row 1 column 1 1 of 8. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Forms.main row 1 column 2 8. FSFO next dialog. FSFO next is not responding. If you close the program, you might lose information.
Okay,
Close the
first
program.
officer's not responding, but I can restart it and it should put it back in the landing or whatever it's doing, I think.
Wait for the program to respond, but close the program button.
Because it's not responding. First officer's not responding. And I think it's because TFM did that error with the localizer, so hold on one second, you guys. So I'm going to restart TFM because that's where the error started at.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, did you wait until the descent checklist was done and then do the ILS? Because
TFM is shutting down.
It shouldn't matter.
First officer sets it, and then you go and check.
Well, it shouldn't matter. First officer can set it with you doing it or not. Because first officer goes by what's in the CDU anyways. What we have is just a way for us to get that option for it to read it, yeah. Okay, so I restarted TFM. Well, I'm pausing here in a second, guys.
So I noticed when you jump to the runway on takeoff, it didn't do the thing that it usually does with,
no.
you know, bouncing when the first officer.
I pause, what I do is pause first officer. And then
unpause it when you get to the runway.
Yep, and then unpause it and then do my do my before takeoff or whatever, yeah. Okay, hopefully
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 5 row 1 column Simulator 5 items 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator at RTE 1/6 p.m. BBI FS Airlines column 448 FS Airlines. Button.
Okay,
Microsoft
make
Flight
sure
Simulator
that
at RTE BBI star title notary screen chat column top 79 forms main column 488.
okay.
Check is proving. We have LTs. Restart and support button buttons. Connect.
Should be able to hopefully.
FS Airlines row 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3
Command A on. Passing 10,000 feet.
Your flight crew will be making their way through the
Transition
cabin with complimentary drinks and
Check.
snacks, as well as meals and alcoholic beverages for purchase with a valid credit card.
Minus 21.060 per minute. Forms FS Airlines at BBI star title notary notary screen chat row 3 column top 79 point destination runway column 399 runway combo top airport at 29,000. What?
Okay.
5 runway, low runway, combo top 04R max. 15 off 04R, 5.93. Okay, but no, cancel, but no, plus C. Okay, but no. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. See airport edit selected KBOS. Runway, combo top 04R max. Airport edit fails edit red only, no view name. Get RW04R.
Okay, here we go.
Frequency, 110.30.
110.30, course 50, which is like 34. 110.30, 34. Okay, we're good. We're good. I was like, man, don't let this mess up.
27,700, 279, minus 2024 feet per minute. MCP altitude 0 feet.
Okay.
Total fuel, 10,300.
I'm only scared about the fuel, but I think we'll be okay. We still got 10,000 pounds, so
It'll be alright.
I don't know why. I guess it went on reserve because the flight's so short. I think it's why it
27,000 feet.
is calling on reserve.
Yeah, it's probably.
But yeah, we should be good.
Well, there's not enough reserve fuel probably is what happened. It simply didn't give you enough because it's so short.
Yeah. Yeah, because I usually do 60, where you can set it to
45 minutes of reserve.
Yeah, 45,
Yeah.
60 or something like. I think I got mine set on 60, but
26,000 feet.
Well, that's like for oceanic, one like that. Well, actually 90 minutes for oceanic.
oh yeah, if I do an oceanic, I do
Oceanic, right?
maximum what it will let you do.
5.92. $25,000 feet. 5.91. 5.9.
Oh, it's reading it. Okay, I was like, why is that reading? Okay.
Speed trim disabled.
Turn off that damn trim.
Attitude
What's
mode
up with the
Attitude mode disabled.
What's up with the error you get every once in a while about
24,000
unable next altitude? I never.
It can do that if you change altitudes. Like, I put in 31,000 on a different waypoint a little bit sooner than what it wants to do, so it'll argue with you about it, but I just ignore it.
Number 1 message light display. Number 2 message light drag required.
Yeah.
23,000 feet. MCP speed. Indicator speed. Intervene off button. C slash O info. Dot M1 M1 off speed off button. Spoiler A on button. Spoiler B on button. Speed brake at red on plus K5.8396681. Speed brake on light on.
brake arm.
Drag required, so we'll turn on
CDU number 1 message
the.
light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
Delta 1279er.
280 knots indicated. 279 knots indicated. Spoilers retracted. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft Flight 22,050 PASL. Altimeter 1014. 278 knots indicated. 21,918 PASL.
Alright, we're at 21,000. Yeah, if you want good practice, Boston is the one to do it at, because
21,000 feet.
and you know another good thing about that you can do with practicing is take off from the same airport that you want to practice doing your landing or whatever, and it'll give you a decent little flight plan for doing a takeoff and going around and coming back in.
Yeah. But just do it on SimBrief?
20,000 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, you don't got to do it on SimBrief. You can do it on, like, you don't even need to, you could just, if you're familiar with wherever you're flying from, you could just do it from 2020. That's what I do. I don't even go into SimBrief. You can, I have, but if
But then how do you, and then you import the flight plan that 2020 makes into the CDU?
Yeah, I just, usually what I'll do is, I've already got a flight plan, like, for example, Indianapolis, for example, if I want to practice there, load the flight plan through Microsoft, and then when you,
18,000 feet.
well, you got a couple ways you can do it, actually. You can either load the flight plan through SimBrief, or you can use a flight plan you've already got, you know, because you can load it through the sim. Or you can just put it in.
Transition altitude.
You can just put it in Microsoft, and I mean, it's still going to build. Well, you got to make sure you don't got a different flight plan, your latest flight plan, because it'll try to use that. But as long as you load, as long as it loads the flight plan in the CDU that you're wanting to fly from and land to, the, you know, same airport. You know, don't do it if you've got another flight you did, because it's going to load that flight plan. So, in some cases, you would have to build it in SimBrief. You're right, but if you already got it on your computer, you can just load it into the
you already got the
CDU.
route file.
Yeah,
16,000 feet.
and that works pretty good for practicing and stuff, because at least you're not flying for 2 hours just to do a practice at an airport that you have trouble landing at or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where
And
we're
then for
at.
takeoff, you could just,
15,200
for practicing takeoff, you could just set the panel state to runway. jump to the runway and
Yeah.
then,
Yep.
15,000 feet.
take off.
Yeah, that's what's nice about them different options you can do. They even got one for a climb profile.
Yeah, I know. It's,
I don't think it puts you in the air, but it
I wonder if that would be the one to use to take for takeoff. I don't know.
14,000 feet.
I wonder what if that's.
I think so. That might.
I haven't tried it yet.
It might be because it might have it where it's already set for, you know, doing a
The flaps might not be out and all that. Yeah.
right.
Thirteen thousand feet.
All right. Let's see.
12,000 feet. 283 knots indicated.
All right, we're
MTB speed roll
gonna
1. MTB
let's.
speed brake at red on. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. 12,151 feet ASM. 281 knots indicated. Comma 133.32.
Slow down here a little bit.
Left MMC light on. Right MMC light on. CPU number 1 is light on. CPU number 2 is light on. 12,000 feet.
All right.
NAV1 is localizer. Localizer is alive. Runway heading 49.
Check our speed.
260 knots indicated. 11,408. 261 knots indicated. 262 knots indicated. FMC speed. The speed box is already open. MCD speed roll speed brake at red on. Spoiler speed off M1 off M1 auto throttle arm button mode C slash O indicated. Enter remote button mode plus I indicated. Airspeed at red on mode plus E selected. Enter remote button mode plus I indicated. Airspeed at red on mode plus E selected 170. Enter remote button mode press. Speed enter remote indicated. Airspeed at mode plus E selected 270. Selection removed. 250. Enter remote C slash auto M1 M1 off speed off spoiler spoiler. Speed brake at red on mode plus K5.8177. Auto brake at red on mode plus speed brake at red on mode. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight 10,009. 266 knots indicated. 266 knots indicated. 265 knots indicated. Minus 1188 feet per minute. 264 knots indicated.
Glide slope is alive.
263 knots indicated.
NAV1 is glide slope.
262 knots indicated. MTB speed 250. 261 knots indicated. MTB. Spoiler speed off M1 off M1 auto drop C slash enter read indicated. Airspeed at mode plus E selected 250. Selection removed. Microsoft Flight 10,500. 256 knots indicated. Minus 1102 feet per minute. 255 knots indicated.
All right.
248 knots indicated. 10,300. MTB forms not named. FS Airlines 02. RT Lex 1. RT 120 degrees 3.3 at 1. With the 250 slash 8,000. 10,000. 119 2. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 103. SPYSD 220 slash 7,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator. 10,082 PAS. 239 knots indicated. Left MMC light off. Right MMC light off. CDU number 1 message light off. Total fuel 9,900.
Passing 10,000 feet.
Left retractable landing light.
Oh yeah, we got
Retractable landing light on. Right
we got
retractable
plenty
landing
of
light on. Left switch landing light on.
fuel
Right
here.
Left runway turn off light on. Taxi on. Right runway turn off light on. Taxi light on. Wind lights on. Wind on.
Not looking too shabby. Man, I wish you could have been in the cockpit, man. We should have did that. I should have had you connect.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it.
Now, well, now the shadow is fine. Well, it wasn't starting up and shit last night. Like, that's why I was like, oh yeah. I mean,
What's going on with it?
Now it seems. I don't know. I think I had. I don't know. There was a new setting that by default was just not letting it. I finally figured it out and set it back to auto, and it's starting up now. I just did an Avery type flight, so.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
You can probably try. Yeah, you can try it tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
241 knots indicated.
9,000 feet. Act RT Lex 1 slash red only. Act RT 119 degrees 8.0 nm. Act RT 119 degrees 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 119 degrees 4.1 nm. 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 102. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. 101. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 119 degrees 4.1 nm. Microsoft Flight. Microsoft Flight.
Miles.
87 2068. 241 knots indicated. 86 17 PAS. Minus 908. 241 knots indicated. Act RT Lex 1 slash 5 PM MCB speed column 3 indicator airspeed at plus E selected 240. Selection removed. Com 230. Microsoft Flight Simulator 8442 AM minus 920. 240 knots indicated. 240 knots indicated. 239 knots indicated.
See, like right now, I'm using just the speed brake because I'm not at 220 knots yet. Once I hit 220,
236 knots indicated.
we'll
Act RT Lex 1 slash 5 PM Reynolds. Act RT 120 degrees 3.1 nm 1. HRIS 240 slash 8107. 111 degrees 5.6 nm 1. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. Microsoft Flight forms.name. Lows and check. Act RT MSFS Airlines Common Core BBI pilots star and restrict forms.name. Act RT Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft.
Turn the speed brake off and let it
Indicator
close.
airspeed at plus E selected 230. Selection removed. Intervene on C slash auto drop M1 M1 off button speed off button spoiler on button spoiler B button.
yeah, we're gonna turn the speed brake off now. We're gonna arm
Microsoft
it.
Flight Simulator 1 point. Microsoft Flight 7730 minus 900 225 knots indicated. 225 knots indicated. 225 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 224 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 223 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated. 222 knots indicated.
Right now, we'll go flaps 1. 220 knots.
Left ram more light on. Right ram more light on. Left 0.
Flaps 1.
Transit light on. 7360. 219 knots indicated. MCB speed roll forms name Act RT Lex 1 red only.
Take a look
RT
here.
111 degrees 4.1 nm 1. SPYSD 220 slash 7000. 168 degrees 9.2. RT 220 slash 60 1. 212 degrees 2.3 and 3. GTAB 220 slash 6000. 212 degree 4. LD 210 slash 6000. 045 degrees 5. At 210 slash 4 to 298.
Even at 210 knots, I'm gonna leave it at flaps 1.
045. At 210 slash 4 to 298. 03. LD 210 slash 6000. 044. At 210 slash 4 to 298.
Wait, what is that? Hold on.
RT 200 1. Middle 210 slash 11,000 day. 202. Euro 210 slash 10,000 day. 203. OSHN 250 slash 9,000 14,000. 204. TTRI 250 slash 9,000 day. 205. WAADR 210 slash 6,000. RN6 1.00 slash 0. RT 201. Uli 210 slash 9,000 day. 202. RT 210 slash 6,000. 203. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 204. LD 210 slash 6,000. 3 5. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. RNTs 5. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. RNTs 5. NAGO 199 slash 3,000. RT Lex 3 slash 5. RT Lex 2 slash. RT 101. RT 220 slash 60 1. 202. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 203. LD 210 slash 6,000. 04. At 210 slash 4 to 298. 234. At 210 slash 4 to 2. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 1 execute key available. CDU number 2 execute key available. Execute key off. RT like 168 degrees 5.31. RT slash. RT 168 degrees 4.8 1. RT 220 slash 60 1. 101. RT 220 slash 60 202. GTAB 220 slash 6,000. 203. LD 210 slash 6,000.
I had to fix my waypoints because where I updated my transition, it still had old waypoints on there. And sometimes you got to go look, because if not, it'll have double. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think there's a way to delete those on the
Yeah, I need to read that.
departures and arrivals page.
I need to figure out how to do that.
It's like less than and greater than.
RT like 168 degrees 4.8 nm.
What, the less sign?
The less is the departure, while the greater is the arrival. And I think you can delete the greater, like.
Oh.
RT 168 degrees 1.4 nm.
I think, yeah, like I've done it before. I rarely do it, so I keep forgetting how to do it.
203. LD 210 slash 6,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1 point. Microsoft Flight 6201 feet. 219 knots indicated.
We're looking good right now, guys. And if you look, 219 knots, only flaps 1. Speed brake is in. So, I don't know. I think Microsoft handles this stuff way better. And at the same time, it's a lot more realistic.
Minus 197 feet per minute. 221 knots indicated. 220 knots indicated. CDU number 1 message light on. CDU number 2 message light on.
Keep that after Joby.
6,000 feet. Act RTE legs 1, act RTE legs 1 slash.
What did it say?
2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 0, 5, RMP slash actual. 6, 1, man. 6, 1.0. Man, steep descent after Joby. Day. Steep, day.
Oh, steep descent after
Joby.
Joby, but that's okay.
Joby 210 slash 6,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. 336 degrees 5.7 nm. Com 1. 1. Joby 210
Yeah,
slash
steep
6,000.
descent's no problem.
Because, well, it's because I took away the A on the localizer for 3000A.
RTE leg 212 degrees 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. Act RTE 212 degrees 5.4 nm. Act RTE leg 212 degrees 4.0 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6, 302. Apple 200 slash Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight. The speed box is already open. Act RTE speed column speed rate auto rate speed rate at red on mode plus K off. Spoiler V on spoiler speed off M1 off M1 select auto browser RC slash O indicator V on mode indicator speed at plus selection remove. 210. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. Act RTE legs 1 at red. Act RTE 212 degrees 4.0 nm. Act RTE 212 degrees 2.6 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 215 knots indicated. 214 knots indicated. 214 knots indicated. 213 knots indicated. Act RTE 212 degrees 2.6 nm. Act RTE 212 degrees 1.9 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. 302. Apple 200 slash 3,000. MCV speed indicator speed at plus E selected 200 selection removed. 200. Act RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg 7. Act RTE. Act RTE 212 degrees 1.1 at 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. 212 degrees 1.1. Act RTE legs 212 degrees 0.8 nm. 1. Joby 210 slash 6,000. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.2. 204 knots indicated.
And now we're going to 200 knots. You can get you can go to flaps 2
CDU number message light off. CDU number 2 message light off.
at 200 because, like I said, 20 to 30
Flaps 2.
knots in between. But we're going to
Yeah.
activate approach.
Hold on.
2038 down.
Microsoft Flight Simulator
Run
1.3.8.0.
175. 1,781 down.
Act RTE legs 1 slash 108 column 339. FS airline rope BBI pilot slash star untitled cover screen channel.
But then, like,
browsing,
flaps
microsoft
15, like, the reason why the gear alarm goes off is flaps 15 is, like, when the gear is supposed to be down here about
1,140 down. Right 124. 997 down. Right 113. MCP Act RTE legs 1 slash 2 red only 782 down.
degrees 3.5 and
Run
199 slash 3000. 0342. MILTT 148 slash 1700.
630 down.
0.1 Apple 102. MILTT 148 slash 1700.
484 down. Right
Microsoft
86.
Flight Simulator 1.33. Microsoft. Act RTE MCP MCP speed row 2 column 4 indicator V indicator speed at plus E selected 200. Selection remove.
284 down.
190.
Right 83.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.0 at 3754 VASL. Minus 24.1
135 down. Right 83.
35 idiot speed flight 3344 VAC. 225 knots indicated. Distance to destination 11 slash 0. 3434 VASL. Act RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg 700 MCP navigation column 3 of 9. CMDB off button plus T. Rest. CMDB on. CMDB on. CMDB on. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. MCP speed indicator speed at plus E selected 190. Selection remove. 150. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0. 216 knots indicated. 3,215 knots indicated. 2944. 2638.
Flaps
215 knots
5.
indicated. 213 knots indicated. Com 1. 127.20. MCP speed 154.
2,500.
Flaps 5. 209 knots indicated.
This is not an easy.
25. 2377 VAC. 208 knots indicated. 207 knots. 0. Dot. Gear lever now. No gear transit light on. Left gear transit light on. Right gear.
Not an easy airport.
206 knots indicated. Left gear transit. Flaps 5. Gear
Gear
now.
down.
Dot. No gear transit light off. No gear watch
Flaps
light on. Left gear light on. Flaps 10. Flaps 11. 29 degree. Minus 1070. 100. Distance to destination. 6 slash 0. 2,000 feet.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25. Gear down. 100. 172.
Alright, we're okay.
Flaps
Flaps 30.
1643. 160. MCP navigation. RTE legs 1 slash 2 pmdg storms on main road 2. Close and checklist moving. Descent CHKLS. Command CHKLS depress.
Landing
Microsoft Flight
checklist.
Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33. Engine number 2.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Arm.
Landing
Flaps
gear.
rotate.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
40.
Checklist complete.
MCP
Flight
altitude 0 feet.
attendants prepare for landing.
149 knots. Minus 700. 148 knots indicated.
Now that's how you're supposed to do it. Wait till your speed when you don't wait. I always say when you're under 190 knots, that's when you should be looking at your flaps being at 2 to 5, you know, as you're going down, obviously.
1,000.
2 to 5, and then 15 is when,
Yeah.
like on final, 'cause that's why the gear alarm keeps going off every time. The gear should be down by that point.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.33.8.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Approaching runway 04, right.
144.
We're looking good here. I hope my autopilot don't shut off
500.
530. 520. 139 knots indicated.
like it did before.
Minus 600.
Yeah.
400.
Looking good, guys. Yeah.
142 knots in.
142 knots.
300.
Distance to destination. 1/0.
1 mile to go. Yeah.
200.
Distance to destination. 0/.
Yeah.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Speed light off. Speed light off.
20. 10.
On ground.
Speed breakout. Reverse thrust.
100.
Now that was a good land.
124 knots. 111 knots.
100 knots.
99 knots.
Landing rate. Minus 251 feet.
That was good. Minus 251. That was a good.
74 knots.
69 knots ground speed.
60 knots.
61 knots.
Speed release arm light on. Speed brake arm light off. Runway 04 RK 10,227.
Watch the ground speed.
Number
36
number
knots.
Parking brake on. Auto brake disarm light on. Parking brake light on.
14
All
knots.
right. Before I jump to the gate, I'm going to FS Airlines. Minus 250
Button. Exit button. Exit button. And flight button. Press.
in flight. I've learned don't end the flight after you go to the gate.
Button. Next button. Engine number 1. Press. FS Airlines. Button. Button. Exit button. Exit button. Next button.
Because FS Airlines sometimes messes up and it will calculate
Next button.
that landing rate instead of,
Button. Button. Next button. Home button. Options button. Spoilers right. Flight button.
or no, it won't, but you'll think you got a landing rate that you really
Flight
didn't,
button.
is what I mean.
Exit button.
Yeah.
So,
Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.3. Jump the gate. Airport code and plan.
KBOS,
147 page list. 11. Name. A. Number. 11. Type. Ramp Georgia large. Menus. Third report of 16. Name. A. Number. 16. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1. Altimeter. 1014. Engine number 1. Fuel valve light open. Engine number 2. Star valve light. Left runway turn off light off. Right runway turn off light off.
there we go.
Taxi light off.
That was a good flight, you guys.
Left side window deep navigation off. GPS on invalid. Logo off. DCs. Left app fuel pump off.
I don't know why I get that GPS invalid. I get that all the time, and I don't know why.
Everybody gets that.
Oh, it's not just me, okay.
Engine number 1. Left side window deep off. Left forward window deep off. Right forward window deep off. Right side window deep off. Left master.
Alright guys, so there it is.
Transponder mode top. Transponder mode XTND.
And we got some kind of alarm going off inside the cockpit. I'm not sure what that is. Let me see.
Level 0 over at left expanded. 0 level 2 service zone. EEZ 1 oxygen 1 gear 1 flight recorder 1 level 0 electronic forward over at expanded. Level 1 flight controls 1 electrical collapse 1 level expanded. 0 light battery selector combo box on collapsed. Ground power output mode plus R. Pressed. Pressed. Cabin utility on passenger seats. DC power, DC volts in, DC amps, AC power, AC volts in, AC amps in, standby power comp, IDD, IDD number, generators moving, generator number 1 on button. Pressed. Left master caution light on, right master caution light on, flight controls warning light on, left master caution.
No, it ain't
Generator
that.
number 1 off, generator number 2 on button, generator number 2 off button, engine number 2 hydraulic pump low, active generator number 1 off button. Pressed. Active generator number 1 off, active generator number 1 on. Active generator number 2 off button, pressed. Active generator number 2 off, active generator number 2 on. Pressed.
No, it ain't that.
Active generator number 2 on. Active generator number 2 on button. Active generator number 1 off button. Active generator number 2 on button. Active generator plus light on. Active gen 1 off plus light off. Engine generator off plus light off. Flight recorder light off. Flight control low pressure light off.
Alright, there we go. Alright guys.
Forms on Mango 1 MCV navigate RTE legs 1 PVI title slash value mount star title book battery screen channel ops 29.1.3 ops 29.1.
Appreciate you guys watching the flight. Remember, if you got any questions, you can leave your comments down below. Boston is, you know, it's not a bad airport, but it'll just keep you on your toes. That's for sure. For sure. Just practice. That's all I can tell you. But Anyways, y'all have a good night, and we'll be doing a flight tomorrow sometime. I gotta put this in for servicing, so it might be a day or two before we fly out of here. So.